Turns out, she's not. The Wicked's mods just doesn't like transgender representation. And yes, she is trans. It was just outdated representation because the series came out roughly 2013-2015, when LGBT representation in general was just barely getting a proper foothold in the Americas, and still very wonky in representation, to this day even, in Japan. You're supposed to use context clues. Riona is born male but is an early representation of a trans girl. Riona was born male, but everything including proper rules points to her being a transgender girl. She is. The mods of this wiki are just transphobic. I would know. I even attempted to edit it myself and they deleted everything despite all the evidence literally being in the anime. Yeah, the wiki is extremely transphobic. Riona is very clearly supposed to be a trans girl character, and the mods blatantly disregard the lore, world building, rules of proper and basic conversational context clues. Yes, Riona was born male, but Riona in every way but at school, due to obvious social customs, and clearly outdated school rules, is very clearly female and even Piper acknowledges this. Yeah, Riona does that because it's called a school dress code. Doesn't mean she wanted to be wearing the male uniforms? What do you mean? There's not enough evidence. It's there plain as day. It's a literal world building rule that no boys are allowed in Piper and vice versa for Danpri. Riona is the only character aside from Hibiki, who's non-binary, being able to go between the two idle lands with no questions asked. Because Riona is a trans girl and Hibiki isn't on the gender binary. It was very clearly specified. He may be a boy physically, but has a girlish heart, i.e., the Japanese way of saying, hey, this character is trans. Sorry, the Japanese language is too vague for your English, but to use basic context clues. Yeah, I am angry. There's very little representation in general for trans characters. The anime is very clearly stating Riona is trans. Every trans femme person I've even shown Piper to caught onto it. What do you mean? Undressing Lala. When was that ever a thing? And they don't refer to Riona as male. They tend to use femme or neutral aside from school specifically. And with the school situation, it's very clearly specifying that Riona wasn't allowed to wear the girl's uniform. If she had the choice, you really think she'd genuinely choose the male uniform? Seriously. And no, Dorothy doesn't suddenly have this random veto to change the rules of Piper. That's not how that works. It was even clarified in Idolin that she and Hibiki are specifically able to go between Danpri and Piper because Hibiki is non-binary, and Riona has a male body but is in every other aspect, a girl including heart, which in Japanese terminology is their way of specifying a person or character, is trans. Japanese isn't direct the way English is, both in speech and in social situations. It isn't rocket science. It's clear as day, and whoever's modding is retconning Riona to fit their narrative. Oh, yeah, we picked up on Hibiki being non-binary despite having almost no specific verbal cues about it, but this one, and only, very open transgender girl character is very clearly a boy, so, you know. Shut up cause I say so tilde. Carrot, that's what you sound like. Carrot, you genuinely sound like a turf at this point. Why are you even near Piper if you can't even accept a character from the show? Talk about a factor.
Lara, ずいぶん汗かいてるね。私が拭いてあげる。あ、どうも。レオナは優しいわね。そりゃあ僕の弟だからね。そうね。よくできた弟。弟？ちょっと待った！レオナ